Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. The classic case of an entitled parent thinking they can exploit any situation for personal gain. It's unfortunate that some people resort to such tactics, especially in a recreational setting like an airsoft arena. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Entitled woman mad about her son getting shot in an airsoft arena. Our cast: EM, entitled mom; CG, crotch goblin; staff 1, 2, and 3. I play airsoft as a hobby on weekends and have poured my money, heart, and soul into it. This means I have good guns, gear, and whatnot else. In comes EM and CG before a match. She essentially just says, "Go get him, Tiger," and plays with her phone. It's obvious that CG was outmatched immediately. He had a see-through spring pistol and a hoodie to protect him. He only wore his prescription glasses as eye protection. Staff 1 blows the whistle to start the game and everyone moves out. A minute or two after the match starts, CG finds me and shoots me. As the rules require, I raise my hand and call that I was hit. Then he shoots me over and over. So I tell him that's not allowed. CG, "You're not my mom," proceeds to shoot me more. I run over to spawn and think that's the end of it. It wasn't. As I run out again, I spot CG and shoot him. He yells loudly and shoots me a second later. CG, "You're out." Me, "No, you are. Sorry, kiddo." CG, "No, I'm not." I just say that I'm hit, and behind me I hear CG murmuring about how bad it hurts and how I'm getting sued by his mom. By now, I'm just done with this kid. He heads back to his spawn and tells his mother, I suppose. EM gets a big smirk across her face and whispers to CG, who agrees to whatever she said. Next time I shoot him, he starts screaming and crying. Staff 1, 2, and 3 run over with a, "Here we go again, look," like this has happened before. They check on him and EM runs over. EM, "You a-hole, get away from my son." Me, "Ma'am, EM, call the police." The 3 staff members are already fed up with this Karen's garbage. Staff 1, "Ma'am, your son was shot by an airsoft BB. You 2 signed up for this." EM, "You damn jerks, so disrespectful." Turns to face me. "I'm going to sue for emotional and physical damages." By now I know what her garbage plan was. Sue me and reap the rewards. Of course, this wouldn't get anywhere in court. Staff 2, "Ma'am, leave the arena or we'll call the police." EM, "Shut up. I will have you all arrested." CG, barely holding back laughter. Staff 3 fakes a phone call to the police, and EM gets really pale and books it for the exit. CG follows shortly after. They took off and were never seen in the arena again. Really no bad A ending here, no epic court battle or cunning insults, just EM and CG running away. Legend has it that EM is still scheming against airsoft players to this day. And our second story. I'm not in your class, lady. I was walking to work around 8:30 a.m. in a small eastern U.S. town. Relaxed dress code at work, so I was wearing jeans and some random t-shirt, had my purse and a plastic bag with my lunch, and was smoking a cigarette. I was 25 at the time, small frame, so I was regularly mistaken for being younger. As I'm passing a bakery, 20 to 30 high school kids come out and start walking right ahead of me. Since I'm smoking and the wind is blowing forward, I decide to wait for traffic to cross the road to get away from the students. Mrs. Teacher Lady must have smelled the smoke and looked back to see me stopped waiting to cross the road. She basically explodes. "I can't believe you would try to pull that. You know how I feel about smoking, and on a field trip nonetheless. When we get back to school, you're going straight to detention." So now I'm confused. A few students turn to look at me, then they're confused, and apparently the teacher's confused why I'm smoking. I'm not in your class." Traffic opens up, and I attempt to cross. She stops me. "That's not the point. Smoking is against school rules no matter what homeroom you're in." "No, like, I don't go to your school at all. I'm 25. I'm going to work." Silence. Amazingly hilarious, awkward silence. Finally, a student pipes up, "Yeah, no, I've never seen that girl before." A few others agree. Teacher still doesn't speak. I'm I'm going to cross the road now? Teacher like half nods and mumbles, yeah. A few students snicker and laugh. I give them the peace sign because I'm still half awake and hadn't processed what just happened. And our last story. Crazy HOA story. My mother lives in a condo complex where the residents are largely Latinos and Asians, many of whom do not speak, read, or understand English, and the board members are largely white people who don't live in or own any of the units here. They make/change policy constantly, and no one knows about it until it's too late. On October 5th, the board decided to switch tow companies. I realized this because I noticed the sign at the visitor parking spaces changed. It was October 27th. It said 24 hours only and said to register the visitor's vehicle and listed a URL to register it at. So I went on and noticed it was asking for a visitor code. The sign also had no contact information for the tow company. It was definitely a violation of towing sign laws. My mom had no idea what this visitor code was. When I asked around, no one knew what this visitor code was. And for as long as I visited my mother, I've never heard of such a thing. So I Googled the towing company, got their phone number, and called them to find out where I could find this code, thinking maybe they might have emailed us this information. A young lady picked up. She had no idea what I was talking about. What visitor code? Ma'am, this is your company's website, isn't it? How do you not know? Apparently she was new. Okay, cool. Can you help me figure this out? So then she says she'll get me in touch with the property manager and call me back. I got a call back about 30 minutes later. The property manager, I put it in quotes, you'll see why, was on the line telling me that they had just got the contract with our HOA and don't know what the visitor code is, but to not worry and just park there and we'll get something in the mail or email with information on this. The next day, my car was gone. So I called the tow company to find out where my car is. The girl on the other end had no idea what car I'm talking about. So then she gets me in touch with the account manager. Surprise, surprise. It's the lady who claimed she was the property manager. Oh, that's funny. I thought you were the property manager. I asked her why she told me to park there if I was going to get towed. She said I was not a visitor but a resident because I live with my mom. I told her that's not true because I live in New York. I am visiting, which makes me a visitor. But that's beside the point. Where's my car? She insisted that I was not a visitor and that I am a loser who lives with mommy, and goes off on this whole rant about how she believes millennials like me are all entitled and the R word. She then goes, go back to China where you came from. And if you didn't have blank eyes, you would have seen the tow signs. When I said that the signs had been installed a day ago on the 27th, not on October 5th as she claimed. The icing on the cake was when she taunted my mother for not being able to read and understand English because America is an English-speaking country. The whole 37-minute phone call was the most vile thing I've ever heard in my life. I was just in shock. At this point, she still hadn't told me where my car was towed to. All I wanted to know was where my car was so I could pick it up. Instead, I had to listen to some racist Karen nutjob giving me a lecture about why I don't belong there. So I hung up and called the tow company office to tell the girl on the other end to please get me in touch with the owner because I want to complain about the account manager and to also find out where my car has been towed to. She was kind enough to tell me where my car was and gave me an address. She was also kind enough to tell me that she had figured out what the visitor code was. It was the unit number of whom I was visiting, and that the policy was that I could only park there once a month for 24 hours, which was not what was written on the sign. I was just about to take my Lyft to go to the impound yard when I got a call back from racist Karen on my personal cell phone. As soon as I picked up, she yelled, "I am the owner, you effing R-word! I know where you live. I know what your car looks like. I will call the cops on you. You better watch your back the next time you park in my parking lot." I couldn't help but laugh at her. Your parking lot? I did some research and found out that the HOA president goes to the same church as the account manager at the tow company. I didn't even know what to do at this point, so I just called her bluff and told her to please call the cops on me because I have done nothing wrong, told her that I'll make sure she loses her contract with our complex, and then hung up. When I went to pick up my car, I noticed my car was parked in mud. My car is a rear-wheel drive sports car, so it was stuck in the thick mud. I walked around the facility looking for wood or cardboard to put under my wheels so I could get it out. Finally, after like 30 minutes of going back and forth, I was able to get my car out of the mud. The impound lot supervisor was also kind enough to help me and said he was going to talk to the tow company who put my car there, that they messed up and this was not okay. I felt horrible because we were both covered in mud trying to get my car out. I wasted an entire Saturday afternoon because of my mother's HOA and the tow company they contracted to handle illegally parked cars. First thing is, I'm in a one-party state, so I've been recording all interactions with those POS AHs, trying to get as much as I can in writing. Now for the serious stuff. I've got 2 different lawyers for this, gathering as much evidence of the harassing, racist, and threatening behavior as possible. I found a really good attorney, starting with the State Bar Association, who specializes in defamation, libel, and personal injury, because I've got damages. My PTSD is at unreal levels, and my mom's reliving oppressive regime episodes from her childhood. Anyway, I'm planning to sue each member of the HOA separately, as well as the HOA itself. Making those AHs personally liable is the key to getting real change. I've started organizing my neighbors too. They need to be owners, renters can't vote. I'm launching a campaign to unseat the board ASAP. The other lawyer I've got specializes in HOAs, the towing contract, self-dealing, and conflicts of interest. The towing company probably isn't following any regulations either, so that's great for recovery of even more damages. This lawyer will also get me the current docs, rules, CC&Rs, and bylaws. My mom should have gotten all that at closing if she's the owner. I've reported the towing company to the municipality and state regulatory authorities too. And don't let anyone tell you that suing the HOA is like suing yourself, because it's not. The HOA has insurance that covers this, and if they don't, that's also illegal in most states. And someone's going to jail for that one. I also bet a local TV station news outlet would love this story. Just a guess. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.